Okay, so the first question is, what was the point of your presentation? And what do you hope that the audience took away from the presentation?
I was really talking about the relationship between gangs and drugs. And much of my work is to do with gangs and what to do about gangs, because there is a relationship between those. So I offered 6 points. I hope I can remember them now. But one is the development of community resilience and individual resilience, because if people aren't resilient in themselves, especially young people, they get swept away by things. Another issue is the education system. We have an appalling education system, especially at the in government schools in township areas. The kids are not learning anything that's of any use to them at all. And we have to get rid of prisons. In some way, we're sending hurt kids to prison with other young people who are hurt, and then we expect them to come out and be resolved people. Among the other things is we have to deal with unemployment. I'm not sure, I mean, that's a bigger issue. That's an issue. Perhaps we should redirect the Gupta billions in a direction that actually causes jobs and things to happen. At the end of the day, we must realize that we are violating these kids' constitutional rights all the time. We are not giving them what the Constitution offers them. They're not getting the jobs, they're not getting the decent education, they're in dangerous environments. The family situation is often terrifying. You know, a third of the kids in this country are growing up in single-parent families. The absence of fathers is appalling. All the young men I deal with, every one of them has a father problem. We've got to solve that problem.
Okay, cool. He's got the other questions out.
Oh boy.
Direct with these, yeah.
I hope that was 6.
No, that's good.
Oh no, there's a last one.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, well you can go on the last one, we can just cut up to that camera to pick it up.
Yeah,
the
okay.
last point.
And another thing, we have to decriminalize drugs. Not legalize, but decriminalize, because when you criminalize drugs, what's happening is that the large syndicates, the networks are coming in. They will exploit any illegal substance, and they're pushing drugs hard. They're getting kids addicted to drugs because that's in their business plan. So we need to decriminalize and work with kids, because what I've found is when kids take too many, young people take too many drugs, it's not because of the chemical, it's because of the sadness. Sadness is at the core of over too many drugs.
Cool. Why is a conference on drug policy such like this one necessary?
We have to change the way in which we go about understanding the use of recreational drugs. I haven't been at this whole conference, so I'm not sure what else is being talked about. But I have to deal with the outcome of recreational drugs that are being overused, and we need to. Decriminalization for me is essential, and a conference like this brings to the surface and gets discussed things that are part of that decriminalization. Harm reduction is absolutely essential. And this kind of conference is putting that on the surface all the time.
Okay, what role should human rights play in drug policies, and what are the roles they currently play?
We're violating people's human rights all the time. I think drugs are a private matter. I don't think the police should be raiding people's homes about drugs. I think it's wasting the police's time. It's clogging up the courts, it's clogging up prisons. I think we have to have a deep rethink about our approach to the use of drugs in this country.
Well, thank you. And then last thing, if you can just look straight into camera, just give your name, who you're affiliated with.